Hey folks, Father Sympathic from Virus here. Today we're going to see how to blend our ground material with our objects in Geometry Node with Geometry Node. So let's get started. So first thing first is basically let's download it. You can find the download link in the description. Just download it from here and just download this raw file. Okay, so here is our project from Megascan, Quixel Megascan, and what we want to do is basically let's append our node here. So it should be in Output, and this is the GeoNode. Go to the node tree, and let's import this ground blender. Okay, here we go. Now I want to blend this stone with this ground. Okay, first let's go to the shader editor. Here we go, shader editor, and this is our rock and this is our ground. Okay, so let's assign this one with a geometry node, and let's go for ground blender. There we go. Okay, so now what we need to do is basically we need to create some object setup here. So first thing first is basically ground object. What is our ground? So this is the ground. Okay, ground, and ground UV in, that is you need to search for basically the UV map. So this one is named UV. Traditionally when we create a mesh it should have UV map, but Quixel Megascan use UV, no problem. Just Control C. Hold on for came on. Yeah. Press Control C to the name, and then go to here and ground UV in. Control V, or just type the UV. Let me see. Yeah. Control C. And here we go, Control V, best UV. So we need this UV name here. Now we need to create some stuff. Okay, first, so let's see. First thing is basically this one is a rock, right? So this is the rock texture. So what we need to do is basically just select this and this without the texture coordinate. Just select from mapping to this guys. Okay, and press Ctrl G to group it. Press tab to group out. So I'm going to name it rock shader. Okay, we will use it later. And let's go select this. This is the ground, so I'm just going to select all of these materials. Press Ctrl G to create a group, and let's name it ground shader. There we go. Okay, so this is a rock shader and this is a ground shader. So now what we need to do is basically we need to create a virtual shader, and we have already created this virtual shader here. This is called ground mixed material. So I'm just going to assign it here. Let's go here, ground mixed material. It has come from our geometry node. Okay, so here we go. So you can see that it has two demo node here, so rock and snow. I'm just going to delete them, we don't need it. What we need here is basically Shift A, and let's go to the group, and we have created rock shader and we have created our ground shader, right? Here we go. And in this ground mixed material we need to create the object shader, that is our rock is our object, and object displacement. There we go, object displace. This is the rock displacement. This is the ground shader, and ground. Actually it should be ground displace. I'm going to change it later, change the name later. So actually it should be, let's name it here. It should be ground displace. Okay, I will change it later. Okay, There we go. So it should be ground displace. So ground displace. Now what we need to do is basically we need these texture coordinates. So UV here. So this was our basic UV, and this one is coming from ground UV out. This is the ground UV out. So I'm just going to plug it here. Okay. So now if we want to see it, we can just hide it a little bit and you will see your ground coverage. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. Let's see the detail here. So density, how much dense it will be, and this is the noise threshold, how much noise it should have. This is the noise scale, and roughness, and noise distortion. So I'm just going for 0 here. There we go. Okay. So the fun thing is, if we actually close it, it will be assigned because we have created the material for it. So no worries. There you go. So in the density, what we can do is basically lighten it up a little bit. Okay. Yeah. So you need to play with the settings a little bit here and there. So maybe noise detail low, noise detail. We don't need noise detail actually. So there you go. There you go. Let's play with the height a little bit. Let's down it a little bit. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Density. Okay. There you go. So let me play with it a little bit. Okay, so these settings working pretty fine here. There we go. So if I duplicate it, Shift D, we can manipulate it a little bit here. There we go. And Shift D, maybe something here. Okay, we can use individualized setup here. There we go. Fine. Nice. Shift D. Okay, something like that. There we go. Okay. So now let's go and let's see. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So now let's see some variance. Okay, now let's talk about the variance. So you can see if I go to the ground mix here, so you can see that this rock shader, I mean this ground shader, is played by this vector. Okay, we have created this vector in our geometry node, that is ground UV out. So what this ground UV out does is basically it projects, it copies these ground UV to the rocks. Okay, so for this setting it is working. Okay, suppose I'm just tiling it up and you can see that the grounds are following the UV pattern, right, which is cool. But sometimes this is a non-repeatable texture. Okay, it doesn't repeat, but sometimes we need a repeat texture. So something like, let's create a new texture here. I'm just going to turn off ground here and we're going to create a new texture. Okay, let's create Ctrl Shift T and let's create a sand course. So AO base color bump displacement, normal, roughness. Okay, here we go. So let's load it. Yeah, so this is the sand course. Okay, so it's a repeatable repeating texture. Okay, so what we can do with it, so let's see, let's group it, Ctrl G, group, and I'm going to ungroup it. Let's go here, and I'm going to name it sand shadow, something like that. Okay, sand shadow. So what we can do here is basically, let's select this. This is the ground shadow, so we don't need that. Let's go here, group, sand shadow instead. Okay, so if I go here in this vector and I select these and this, okay, it works fine, no problem, but there is some distortion. I don't want to do it, I don't want to use that. Suppose what we can do is basically we can just deselect it and we can use UV instead. Okay, UV, so it also works. Okay, it also works. There we go. And what we can do here is basically we can create a vector math and just use scale parameter. Okay, and maybe 0.6 or 0.5. Yeah, now it is working. Okay, so it will not follow the UV. It will follow it will not follow the projected UV. It will follow the UV of our stone. Okay, we can hide it down a little bit, maybe something like that. Yeah, there we go. Simple. Maybe noise detail, a little bit of noise detail. There we go. Pretty cool, eh? So that's how we can work with it. And if we go to the sun shadow here, we can scale it up, scale it down, no problem, it will work. Okay, so we will have two options. You can use either you can use an UV or you can use just your projected UV. Okay, projected UV will be squeezed a little bit, and your normal UV will be normal UV. You know, just go here and just create a scale and create this stuff. Okay, you can do it. So these things are very subtle. Okay, the effect should be very subtle. Don't use it, you know, don't overdo it. It doesn't look good, you know. It should be a very subtle, very gentle, very subtle effect. Okay, don't overdo it. There you go. Yeah, that's good, doesn't it? There you go. So this is tip number 2. Okay, another tip. So suppose I want to create another rock texture. Okay, so press S, another rock texture. I don't want to use this one. So what we can do here, let's deselect this, we don't need it, and let's deselect this as well, and let's create another rock texture here. So I'm going to name it rock lime or something like that. So here we go. So press Ctrl Shift T, and we have some rock here. So lynch and rock, something like that. Rough, normal, diffuse, displace. Which one is this? Arm. Ew. Okay, here we go. So there you go. So let's see how it looks. So let's turn off this, and it should look like this. Okay, that is fine, no problem. So let's scale it up a little bit, and there we go. Okay, something like that. So now we need to do it again. So let's just group them, Ctrl G, and I'm going to name it something, rock lime shadow or something like that. Okay, now the question is, let's enable the geometry node, and everything is all set, but we need to create a material here. So what we can do, okay, so let's go to the ground material we had earlier, and I'm going to name I need to duplicate it, and I'm going to name it ground material I already created 02, so I'm just going to create a 03. Okay, so this will be 03. So let's assign these ground material 03 here. Okay, these are all fine. So we had this rock shader. I'm just going to delete it simply and shift A, group rock shader. We have rock lime shader now. So here we go. Press UV and BSDF is BSDF. Sorry, and displacement is displacement. There we go. Okay, so now we have this different shader. Okay, there you go. So if you don't want to use sand shader, you can use, let's see, ground shader, and you can change these to ground shader as well. Maybe here. Yeah, ground shader. So I'm showing you all kind of options, so you can work with it, you know, in your own time. Here it is a ground shader, and we need to change this as well. So here we go. Ground shader, displacement. There we go. Okay. And we can change these height or density. There you go. Well, now makes it a little bit here and there, and yeah, that's it. So about the geometry note, let's see this one here as well. So this is a geometry note. It's not that complicated. We'll talk about it. Let's see. Okay, to see the making of, you can go to our store. We have started a new store in ArtStation, and probably we are going to combine it with Fab as well. This is a free store, and you can just download it for free, no problem. And there will be a making of and some the node and the demo file as well. So yeah, and if you want to give us some tip, you can give it that as well. I will include the link in the description. And we have some plans to include some more stuff for this channel, because we need to survive, and this channel needs to survive, for people. So let's see what we can do. And with that, thanks. I'm Father Sampathik from Such Virus, and we're going to see next time. Bye bye.